Hello. Hey, what's going on, Oliver? Uh, what's going on? What's poppin'? I stumbled at your name for a second, dude. Klossov. Hey, it's good to see you, man. Hope everything's well on this Monday night. Long time no see. Yeah, I've been taking a bit of a break. More than I wanted to, but I think I need to do something different, so today we have a new stream setup. Hopefully, it's not too much of a crazy departure for y'all. What's going on, Draco? It's good to see you, man. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well here. Tonight, I'm not even sure what we're gonna do. I think we're just gonna do a different project entirely. I think I just need something different than what I've been doing. Although there's things I want to implement for Radial Rush. I think the theme of today is I just need to do something different. Glad to see you, man. Hope you're feeling nice on this hot and heavy Monday. It's been a brisk Monday for us. I'm waiting for the hot to come, for the heat to arrive, but all we can do is wait. Also, what's going on, Jocko? It's always good to see you, man. Anyways, so what I'm thinking about doing, there's two options. I should probably do some monkey type, dude, and practice by typing. So this is general game stuff, right? So there's two things that are kind of on my mind. So we have one is just continue Radial Rush. I got some ideas for this game that I'd like to work on, but I don't know. The other idea we can do is we could do work on ASCII RPG project / ASCII rasterizer. So there's two ideas there. Today's kind of a test stream. I didn't put an official number for Radial Rush today. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep track of the days. We're already well past it, but I don't know. Did you just say hot and heavy Monday? That's what he said? Oh my, it's a new setup, isn't it? Yes, it is a new setup. So let me know what you guys think. If it's a win, if it's a fail. I don't know, I just needed something different. I think I just needed something different just to get me kickstarted mentally. I remember, so I hate using, whatchamacallit, like mental diagnoses, as like an identifier or anything like that. Like that's, I don't know, it bothers me, right? But as a kid I was diagnosed with ADHD, and that's a thing that, you know, I wrestle with. And one thing that they did mention was that periodically, like, and my mom would do this with me, periodically we have to switch my backpack or switch my binders or folders to just something different. I'm not sure, I don't even remember what the reasoning behind that was. It's much more that the doctor told that to my mom and then we just did that. But it's apparently something that's supposed to help with focus, since when things are new, it's like it's fun and exciting, or something like that. I don't know. Or it causes like a mental block or something like that. So all these years later, you can kind of consider this kind of a refurnishing to just to kickstart something. You hate using fingers to eat rice? What? Hey, what's going on, Blocks Dio? Joining late? No, man, we just started, man. No, Blocks Dio, you're good, man. We're just starting right now, so you're not late. And even if you are late, there's nothing to apologize, because you know what? I'm just happy with your presence here. Hey, what's going on, Kate? How are you doing today, Kate? It's good to see you. Different a lot of things, dude. Different a lot of things. It's kind of cool. We have some nice, like, it's some weird. The lighting looks kind of I don't know. It's like there's like a portal or something there. There's like a, you know, in Pulp Fiction where they had the suitcase and they never reveal what exactly is inside the suitcase, but everyone who gazes upon it is just astonished, bewildered, and in just awe. Because the way the camera shoots it, the suitcase opens and there's just a lot of light hitting their face. This kind of feels like that. Like there's like it feels like there's a portal over there, especially with the bloom. Added a sketch yield syscall. Oh my goodness, you're going hard in that. You're going super hard with that. Oh, and I guess on occasion you can see my face as well from the side. That's a bit odd. Hi. Yeah, that's what it is. Eat rice with their hands. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that caught me off guard. Yeah, usually my culture, we eat rice with our feet. No, I'm messing, dog. I'm messing. Anyways. Yeah, I'm not sure. Today's just a short, I don't know, test stream to see how the setup looks and works and if we like it or not. And so I can do some little stuff with Radio Rush, or we can do the ASCII rasterizer project. I think one thing that I need to figure out before I even commit into it is I use Load PNG currently. Oh my goodness, why is it so zoomed in? You know what, we're gonna keep it like that. We're gonna be super zoomed in. I use Load PNG to do my PNG loading on my engine project, and this is a mechanism for encoding and decoding, but I actually have no idea how to access the pixel data from what's loaded. Which is like, it's not odd, it's because usually in this project I'm just chucking that data into the API, and it's going to exist in the GPU, and then the only interaction I have with it is through shaders. But if we're going to do our ASCII render, and it's going to be a purely software rendered thing, then we have to actually directly access the data on the CPU side of things. And I'm not actually sure how this decoder encoder works. I guess it's only really the decoder we care about. We're not encoding new PNGs. So they have examples here for OpenGL. Also, I want to keep this purely in C as well, like the current Rivendell project. That's the idea I have here. So that means I'm not sure how compatible some of this stuff here is. Like, there's this load PNG util C++, but that's a C++ file. Above here, they mentioned that you can take the load PNG CPP file and just rename it to .c and it would work fine. But I'm not sure if that's actually applicable in this case. So yeah, I think maybe part of this is that we just look at the current way we load this and then see if there's anything that well, just take a gander at how we currently use it in our engine project and then maybe learn stuff from there. I wonder if I could do the 2-shot or the single shot thing. So we have a texture registry which handles the loading of everything. Yeah. And we get all the files within a certain directory. Check the extension, which verified that it's a PNG. We have this. We extract the animation name from information from the name because that's how I chose to do it for this because that's what's most convenient at the time. And from there, what do we do? The other option too is that we don't even use PNGs. We can like make our so we do this, we go the PNG route, then we have to the decoding is easy because of the library, but then we have to figure out how to sample. I should probably learn about the PNG format because I actually don't know anything about it, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The alternate idea is that we can just use ASprite files or .ace files, and I can read the documentation, and if we learned that, then I don't have to introduce this whole new thing. I could just work directly in ASprite files, and that can give me some additional affordances. And this might be worth just doing in general, because then I can bring that knowledge into the engine, the actual proper engine project, and do some cool workflows where like I don't have to do any weird namings to indicate animation information. We can just extract information from the sprite, the ACE file, as well as do a bunch of other different things, like maybe even do like collision masking or whatnot in there, or not masking, but it could look good, outlining the collision shape from it. Or even doing like additional, I don't know, there's a bunch of things we can do with it. Alright, let's catch up in chat real quick. My bad, guys. What's going on, bruh? Ha ha ha. Not much, man. We're just doing a chill little stream. And just testing out this new setup we have here. Let me catch up in vertical real quick. Your history, like on Firefox. CBMP. It literally gives you RGB. Interesting. You said CBMP. Oh, is that for like a bitmap format? One second. Also, someone wanted to see my history. I don't think there's like I don't do anything incriminating here, man. Like we got what? This, we got YouTube, Discord, live streaming, Blue Sky, X, Netflix, Instagram. I was watching some Ross's Game Dungeon. I don't know. It's not rasterize or khaki search. I don't know, it's not really that interesting, man. Partially also because I don't really use this as much anymore. Oh, it's a separate window. So I'm assuming this is a library. Hopefully it's like a single header file library. C library to read. Okay, it's in C though. That's the next best thing. Must be a valid BMP. Oh, it's for bitmap images. To use library move into your project. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, that's fine. Link the C file when compiling, including the. Yeah, okay, fine. Oh, that's easy. Okay, that's totally easy to work with. Maybe we just work with bitmap images, dude. And then here's the full API. Let's zoom in a little bit further. So it has open, reads a BMP image, and returns a pointer to the bitmap, returns a deep copy of the BMP image. Okay, cool. And we can get the width, height. Oh my goodness, this is a really nice format, actually. Okay. Nice. You know what? Maybe I just do this, Din. That might be the way we go, actually. So, right now, the two main candidates for this are going to be CBMP and then .ace files. This, honestly, is kind of in the lead right now because it seems very convenient. No. A sprite file format documentation. Oh, the muscle memory, man. I keep turning to this side because that's where the camera used to be. Now I have to turn over here. Look at that rim lighting, dude. Look at that. Look at that. We got some rim lighting here, man. Look at ooh. 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 Fishy. That's fun. Fellow i3 enjoyer, let's go, brah. Let's go. You're part of the elite club, dude. They're certified i3 elite. Yeah, I can't go back. I mean, I have to use Windows at work. And I've kind of like done a bunch of things to get to kind of where I want to, but it's not it's not it's not the same. Let me catch up. A brave and honest man. I need to go to class at 7 a.m. here. Bye. You have a good one, dude. Lux Dio. Have a good one in class, man. Oh, dude, I keep forgetting you can see my face here, man. Brother. That's alright. Okay. So, let's talk about architecture and how I want to kind of approach doing this. Because the kind of big thing about this whole rasterizer project is that I guess I don't have to necessarily have stuff ready. Because it's going to produce. The important thing is calculating the UV coordinate on it. And I think we're going to start with just supporting quads and that's it. I'm gonna keep it super simple. Like just quads and they're all axis aligned. We can do 3D geometry another time. Like just go for a simple 2D presentation. I don't know. But at the same time I kinda wanna just go, why not? Let's go in the deep end, dude. It's actually learn stuff that, it's worth learning. I'm probably also going to write things the terrible way first, and then once we start encountering those performance issues, then we can start swapping out algorithms. Like honestly, even for testing, and it's absolutely terrible, but we'll go from there. I think we might do a linear search to test everything per pixel array. That's not how you should do it. Like we probably in the final thing we might have to do like some kind of spatial partitioning tree, like an octree tree or a BVH tree or KD or something. But I think it's fun to start with like the terrible implementation first, and then we can see how much we save relative to that. Once I get networking done, I'll get exported to my OS, and I'll probably add i3 to mine OS. Let's go. That's over a year down the line if I don't get burned out on it. Yeah, it happens, dude. You tried Sway a couple of days, but none of my X11 stuff works. Oh, that sucks, dude. Flame Shot, VirtualBox, Kimu scaling. Ah, that sucks. I doubt you need to do a tree. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're doing the pure 2D thing, then it's gonna be fine. We're just doing quads. If we decide to go 3D and actually support, 3D file formats on top of everything, then that's where things get crazy. That's where it then depends on the type of game you're doing as well. But yeah. So I like thinking about projects in terms of these two. Two categories, right? There's like, I might have to start making a distinction between this because it's kind of coupling application logic with like core fundamental functions, but maybe I do want that to happen. Usually I think about things in terms of session data or persistent data. That's kind of the two terms I've kind of ended up using. Session, or maybe another word might be volatile. So I think most of this designing stuff is going to happen more under this category. And I might do the same idea we had before, where we had like a texture registry. I'm going to have to rewrite it in C, but basically a library with all the different textures you want to have access to in the application. The cool thing is that our shaders are going to be pure CPU code. So it's not like there's not like this whole binding that's happening to the graphics API. Like, it's just it could be a function pointer for all we care about. So shader, which are just gonna be a bunch of functions, I guess. I guess we might have to define more things about how we're gonna do shaders in this, and how I want to design this, and how we're gonna handle the idea of material as well. This is where things get hairy, and it's kind of where it got hairy in this project as well, because we're in the middle of defining our file format that's going to handle this. And then we're going to have our renderer. And of course we have to have our entity system as well, but I think we're going to keep it kind of simple. Like, I think we're just going to essentially either have like fat structs, or like what we had before, where we rigidly define like a set of all possible, like a set of all possible objects we can ever possibly need or have. Have you seen Acerola's ASCII renderer? No, but I probably don't want to. I think for this, a lot of these personal projects in general, I think I have more fun just discovering and trying to work in this stuff in isolation. And maybe when I get way further down the line, then do I start looking at other people's stuff just to see, okay, how close or how far has my implementation taken me compared to what other people have done. I think that's the fun. It's just going blindly into the forest and then seeing where you end up. Oh, it's Acerola. Cool. Well, I'll keep that in mind for the future. So there's these things you have to keep in mind. I wonder if you even want to have this distinction. I mean, essentially all the shaders we have here are going to boil down to like, the only thing I care about really is going to be a vert and a fragment pass, right? Vert and fragment functions. And materials are just kind of like this, the way I'm going to think about them. I know HLSL, it binds these together as like one general thing, but I think I might want to think about them in terms of different components. I'm not sure. Do you know anything about Python or Java? I mean, I know general things about Java. There's quite a lot of overlap between Java and C#, and C# is my bread and butter. Python, not so much. It's not, I mean, I had an internship where I had to do some Python stuff, and I've done Python things here and there. Like even for this thing, I have a Python script. Where is it? It's like build.py. It's a Python script that generates this massive textures const struct. So I can reference assets directly and have it like available through IntelliSense, as opposed to just hoping I type the string correctly and then, you know. I don't know where this is though. I'm gonna be honest with you. But yeah, no, I'm not like, I can't really give any good information about Python. Projects. Yeah, build textures.py. There's this thing here that handles that texture building. It's kind of code that generates code. Yeah, we got a new camera setup, east to west. I'm a sucker for neon science. Definitely cozy. Let's go, Parker. I'm glad. That makes me very happy to hear, guys. I'm glad you're digging it. Pop for a bid to keep the good work. Of course, Kate. Yeah, it's not going to be a particularly long stream either. I just want to pop on and try out the new overlay and then think through some ideas here. Yeah, this is like the most... I think this is also going to hinge upon the type of game I want to make. If you're going to do like the top 2D top-down thing, then just as a first iteration, then we can just keep this kind of simple. Like I imagine what I might end up doing is actually have like some kind of enum for preset materials I've defined, and then that's just going to contain like the function pointers for vert. Like we're going to have like material be some kind of struct that's going to contain a vert function pointer. I forgot the syntax for this, but whatever, you get the idea. I need to I've completely forgotten how to do this. That's what happens when I take long breaks from C, working C# land. But I think that's essentially what it's going to be. Or maybe not even a struct. I don't even need a struct. Like it's basically just going to be like a per entity. Yeah, we have to design the entities as well and how they're going to structure. I kind of try the idea of just making a fat struct. Especially if I go super simple with this, like a tiny RPG. We can do something like having, I'm not sure I want to do that. No, I think we're going to have like set entity instances defined and then define how many of them are going to be allocated. at the max. Like, what's the max allocation for all these different entities at any given point in the application, and just stick with that. I'm learning, in my learning of C++, Java, and Python, I'm not liking Python just because of the indentation factor when is meta for Java and C++, and being indented slightly too far in Python is an issue. Yeah, that's a big issue in Python. The other problem is Python is it's an interpreted language. It's not statically typed. So if you're building anything, it's great for like scripting or doing some quick stuff. But if you're doing something complex, then yeah, it's you can have some pains from that. Tiny RPG, you said. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Syndicate. I at least want to build the infrastructure for a tiny ASCII RPG. But yeah, I mean, there's like some basic entities that are gonna exist that we kind of had already. Like we have tile, we have the tile, we have player. Depending on what kind of, we should probably design the kind of game you want to make here. But we can have something, a generic thing for enemies. Like if we go making a Final Fantasy 1 style thing. This is it. Oh, this is the file structure. We were looking at that, weren't we? Asprite uses several file formats to save and load different .asprite. It has its own format to save your work. .asprite files or .as both are the same when you save your sprite. Color mode, layers, frames, palette, text, slices. That's a lot of information. I like that actually. To export your work to other formats. Now in this case though, maybe I want to work with it. It's described here. The internal file format for ACE files. Okay, ACE files use Intel Little Indian byte order. Okay, that's good to know. It's defining this. Okay, I'm glad they defined it because C, C++, C#, on different systems, they have different definitions for what int or long or short or whatnot are. So bytes 8 bits. Cool. A word is 16 bits. A short is 16 bits. Okay, you already did. Okay, 32 bits. Okay, thank you. A chord is 64 bits. Double is 64 bits. 64 bits unsigned integer value. Okay. Keyword. A long 64 is, okay, it's signed. Integer, byte, number of bytes, string. Is it a C style string? Okay, what is this file format? So they have a header. A D word. Okay, we have to go back up here. Is a 32-bit unsigned integer value. Okay. So 32-bit unsigned integer value. Magic number, I guess to differentiate it so you know it's an ACE file. Word for number of frames, width in pixels, height in pixels. Okay, this is kind of straightforward. Color depth, bits per pixel, speed. So the global information about the ASprite file. Byte 3, ignore these bytes. Okay, fantastic. Byte palette entry index, which represents trans in all non-background. Oh, transparency in all non-background layers. Is it cutting off? I think it was. Okay, this is gonna be homework. This is homework. If I actually want to implement support for ACE files and actually doing some intelligent stuff with it. Or we can write our own image editing application. So we can export images in our format. Or you know what? ASprite supports scripting. I can add a thing for that. That's dumb though, we're not gonna do that. You should data chunk. Okay. Yeah, I have to save, like write this down and do notation on everything. using terms I like. Like I hate. Why can't we just use? I love Rust notation for data types. Because it's just describing what it is. It's I32, assigned integer, U32, unsigned 32 integer value. I8, signed 8 bits, integer value. F32, like F64. None of this business here, man. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Alright, let me catch up real quick. There was an old ASCII art one that was classic and kind of hard. I want to say Adventure, but I can't remember. Hi, what are we doing? I'm planning a project right now. I'm debating. I was looking at the file format for Aspire, and I'm debating if I'm going to actually implement support for it. Because you are... Well, what's going on? You are the reasons why I'm still hanging on, because you are the reason why my head is still above water, and if I could, I'd get you to the moon and give you, oh my goodness, Bolak Hog. I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think I've really done much to warrant that. But I do appreciate it. Thank you. Is almost everything is 64-bit now, and back when C was created, architectures weren't super standard. Yeah, they weren't standard. But the thing is, we still have all this whole thing. We still have this whole not great. Like there's, I guess like in C or C++, you have like these standard stuff, these consts that define, essentially due to what we're talking about, that defines just the type of data and the size, and that's nice. But yeah, entity tile, player, enemy. I think for like a game, this would be fine. I think for the battle, we might want to do some more stuff. Or do we need to really distinguish these things? Because honestly, like these are just... Like I think I might make a fat struct for like entities. I mean, it's kind of meta. We have entity, and then it has like... We just call it NPCs, right? And this can encapsulate enemies, not players. I don't know, shops or something. I don't know, or just villagers. Because essentially all these things are just like buttons in the overworld. That's essentially what they're functioning to be, or to do. Guys, is that how you spell dialogue? I don't even know. So they're triggering something on collision with the player, and then what that something is different depending if it's battle or whatnot. Enemies, villagers. Like I say, two main things. Maybe if we have a shop, we probably would have to have a shop in the game. Something simple like this, I think. You can use 32_T or whatever it is in C. Yeah, they have a whole thing. I think at some point, it's funny, because we end up, like, so let's look at my project real quick, right? So I ended up saying screw it and defined a uint, or no, I defined a int 32 at some point. Or uint. I think I just call it uint. Let's go to main. No. Okay, and then what's... Can Conversions, math foo vector. Maybe it's a math foo vector. Oh, there's some place where I define a bunch of constants. Math utilities, maybe in there. No, I don't think so. Maybe it's actually just in conversions. No, that's just for units. I know I do this somewhere. It's either in vector utilities or math utilities, I think. No, probably not in vector utilities. Not in here either. I'm gonna find this. Now I need to find it for my own peace of mind. Or you know what? We can just go to, I don't know, collision module. Okay, here. So I define like a uint, right? But then like, if you go to like the renderer, the GL library also defines its own GL int or uint. Yeah, like there's GL int and then you can do GL uint. So I have my own. There's then OpenGL defines its own, and then you have on top of that like some standard libraries T U32 T or something like that. Yeah, UN32 or 16 underscore T, and that's like, so like everyone is not trusting anyone, and we're defining our own data. And if you go to it, it's like it's gonna be the same thing. Like it's okay, it's not the same thing here, but you get that. It's representing the same data format for all this stuff. Oh man, UN32 T. Yep, you got it. Is this an IT class? No, I'm just a dude. I'm just a guy planning out a project that I'm gonna work on. Everything is an array of char at the end of the day. That's true, you can just do that. I'm not sure if I'm doing it in this project or whatnot, but there's some place where I just allocate like a big block of memory and then I'm just casting certain parts of within it. I never trust them either, man. Yeah, I don't either. I know I'm defining them the way I think they should be. The way that it makes sense. And I'm just not sure if this library or these other people think the same way I do. It's not easy, especially coding languages like Java, C++, and Python. I mean, it just takes time. Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Okay, that's... You went from like programming languages to I'm not even sure what. I mean, I guess technically all three of those things can be they could do code. Excel you can for sure do code. A guy did Snake in PowerPoint, which is pretty gnarly. Word you could probably do something with it too. I'm just a swole nerdy dude. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy making plans. Schemes for the future. And you know what? For any RPG, you have to have a way of puppeting characters and entities. So I think I need to have like some kind of way of swapping out who's controlling it. That's the thing at the architect. I'm not sure how we're going to do that. If it's going to be done here or something. I don't know. We'll see. It's just planning GC properly, compiling at the right type. Yeah. At the library, he was doing image filters in Excel, had a whole import script, and was writing kernels in Excel. Kernels? That's wild. Do smart people look down at less smart people? I don't think they do. I think smart people recognize that people have different strengths and weaknesses, and I don't think it's clear. I don't think it's purely a I have more value than you, right? Just different values, right? Different qualities. And different trade-offs too, man. Been a while, Fun Mix. It's been a minute. I had to do a reset on the stream, over like setup and not overlay, but setup, and I have some ideas for the game. I know before there's a bunch of things. So we changed the way that game is being rendered and presented, and I had this epiphany recently, where like I felt like the game doesn't feel like a game that encourages you to go fast. And let's go to XCaliDraw, because I'm not going to open up the game, but so the way the game is generated is that you have like essentially this play space, right? And the player exists here. And you have a bunch of cells, and they're all equally spaced, equally sized. And you know, we have this level generation algorithm that runs and does stuff, and it generates this this topology, right? You can kind of think about it that way, in those terms. And the thing I didn't like is that it's very hard for the player to react to this, right? Like maybe if they have a slow engine, it's fine because their machine can't go that fast, so they can react to these hazards as they come upon the screen as they go forward. But there's not really an incentive to go faster. I mean, there is incentives, right? But like it's not really reasonable for the player to go faster, because all of a sudden these things become way too hard to react to. But I was playing this game called Rad Racer, and it kind of clicked for me an idea to solve this. And the idea is that we're going to make the cells not be evenly spaced, right? Right now they have like height and width, and they're the same. What I'm going to do instead is actually make each cell longer, significantly longer. So we can still have these cool topological features where the path ultimately is going like this, but now each cell is going to be much bigger, so that every single change the player has ample time to react to, especially as they go faster. It becomes something that's completely unfeasible to something that's totally feasible, and still preserves like the interesting obstacles of the level. And I'm still going to keep it as just one object, so I might actually have a thing where this is still going to be one object, but we're going to render multiple hazards here or whatnot. I don't know, there's a bunch of ways to go about it, but the idea is that we can even do something where like we change the width dynamically based off of the engine you're using, so it's kind of a fair, because it might be too easy for someone with a slow engine, but it's just gonna be boring. Or maybe that's incentives for them to spice up and go for the faster thing. But this is one thing I want to implement next. I'm probably not going to implement it today, but this is something I want to implement next, is this change. I also want to another idea I got for that game is that like I kind of want to have traffic. So like because it's kind of empty right now. Like there's coins and that's fine. There's some hazards that appear. But it'd be kind of cool if there's other traffic that's also flying adjacent to you. that you also have to deal with. Something that just kind of gives some more life to the game. I think that'd be super cool and rad. The only thing is that now this becomes kind of a odd ducky to implement, because like you don't want it to be just crashing into stuff. Like that'd be kind of weird if it could just phase through the hazards that the player has to dodge, right? I think this might be pretty simple though. We can try different things. I know I did like I've done tests. I used to have this. I don't know. I don't have the video on hand, but there's a thing I used to do. I implemented for enemies, where I wanted to have very dynamic movement behavior, where essentially they'd all throw raycasts in different directions, and then they'd find the length of how far away a raycast hit was, and it would favor those compared to the other ones. It would still randomly choose, so there was still a potential for it to maybe choose this. It's just that the probability was lower, and on top of that, we'd lerp it across frames so that you wouldn't have this crazy juddering effect. Instead, it'd be something that felt smooth. But as different factors came into play, like maybe they got enclosed into some obstacle like this, all these probabilities would become 0, and then these would be the only things you would select from as a potential option for movement. So we can do something like that. It's even simpler because we don't have to do raycasts whatsoever. We can just literally take its position, take its velocity, convert it into index space, and then see if there's like, you know, is it moving into a cell that has an obstacle, and if it does, then we can choose to modify it. I don't know. It can be very simple. Like maybe we just test across a set of different cells relative to this forward direction vector it has. So we test against this cell, test against this cell, test against that cell. Essentially the same idea. And I'm not going to do the random choice thing. I think we're going to keep it very much deterministic, where it's just going to go to the direction of the highest magnitude. Actually, no, that'd only work if I continuously go across different cells. I guess for this, I don't have to even do that or have that concept of magnitude. Or I guess there is a concept of magnitude. I don't know. It's something very simple though. I think it's just a simple sampling of like adjacent cells and then making a decision based off of that. What's going on, Malcolm? This is kind of how volumetric global illumination works. Interesting. Hey, what's going on, J Dolo? How often does it check for distance updates? It's every frame. It has to be something that's done every frame. I guess technically it doesn't have to be. It can be something that happens on, let's say, transition from one cell. So like if we check its current position, apply its forward vector, and then see what cell it's occupying, and if it's the same cell, we don't have to do any computational change there. We can just have it wait until we go to the next one. But I don't know, the test is very negligible for this. Like if we do direct direct array, like indexing to the array and sampling each cell, like that's not a crazy operation to do. The thing I do need to think about is managing the state of all these things that are moving. Because we want to have, if we want this to be persistent, then like I may have to generate, I don't know. I may have to generate the placement of all these vehicles on the map as well. And from there, We can do that cull thing where we only call updates on anything that's visible here. I do fear that that might cause some weird traffic jams to emerge if like the players, if like there's multiple vehicles that are moving at the same distance and the player, I guess like there's a way to, like I can already see it how you can do it, but there's a way where you can kind of accrue multiple vehicles, especially if they're going the same way, and they can kind of have them like aggregate, and then once they get into the next area over here where there's a vehicle waiting for that, then once this view enters and shifts over, like this gets activated and starts moving, and then like now you have this vehicle plus this vehicle, and you can kind of do that continuously if you're trying to do that. But maybe that's just, hey, get good, get faster, stop trying to stop screwing yourself over. The other thing we could do is we can actually just calculate the updates for everything, but that just seems terrible and actually probably not even what we want, especially if like you have entities at the end of the level and you calculate that and they go off level, and it's just, you get to the end and it's just empty and barren. No, this is a very, there's a lot to think about here. This little thing, as simple as it may seem to add NPCs to this world, is kind of creating some problem for us. Tall people definitely look down on small people. I mean, they kind of have to, Oliver. But 2D, yeah. America, I want to come for holiday as a tourist. Where's the best places to go? I don't know. What do you want to do, man? Do you want to enjoy some nice nature, or do you want to see go to places where there's a lot to do, like cities? I remember to put a collision vector on cars so they can also calculate if they get close to each other so they don't phase through each other. Yeah, that wouldn't be that bad. I mean, it would be just another condition to test. Like if we're directly indexing into this entity array, we can just text like, hey, is this a hazard or is it also a car? That's a weird thing though. We'd have to update this. Maybe we don't want to do that. I mean, we can do the thing where we have like a dictionary or a list of all the current vehicles in view, and then you can have them test against that as well. What about spatial hashing? What game is this? It's a game I've been, I'll load it up on stream. The ASCII game I'm thinking about though, I'm debating. I really want to do some music, or actually have music playing on there too. I think that's gonna be kind of wild. Alright, we did some changes, I think. I'm not sure if it got saved. Hopefully it got saved. The lighting. No, stop. Yeah, we changed some things about the background and lighting, so now as you go up, you can see how the lighting changes as the player ascends further upwards. And as you go further lower, you start having the lighting you expect to have happen. Oh, the wall. Here we go. I could always just make the vehicles very slow. So like you'd have to be very deliberate in causing that weird issue. that we discussed. This is the background from the previous game, but I actually have some cool ideas for this. There's actually some assets I made for another game that I think I might use here, and I think it'd be a really cool kind of set piece thing. The idea I want to have though is I want there to be distinct levels to this environment, so that if you go very low or high, you get different you get a different kind of experience. I'm trying to figure out how to fit everything there though, because I think right now if I go very up, there's kind of a limit to there's a limit to how much of that sky thing we have. I may also want to add some custom like post-processing color grading for this, so that we can have different color temperatures at different levels, and then maybe even do the bloom as well. I have no idea how I'm going to implement bloom, but I mean I have some ideas in mind. I think it'll be fun. The trick is implementing it in a way that's still performant on mobile. That's alright. Yeah, I hate these clouds. Yeah, I'm gonna design this very specifically for what I have in mind. I think I have to do like some rough illustrations and then go from there. We also have the buttons, but oh yeah, I didn't try using this, did I? What? You used to work. What happened? You were working perfectly fine before. Okay, there you go. Maybe I should do it on collision instead of like marking the map. I don't know. That'd probably be the better, more responsive way to go about it, as opposed to modifying the array directly. We have to modify the array, but we also have to like have it so when it physically touches it, not just when it occupies the cell at the correct position. And we have to do the burst. We have to handle how that 3D thing is gonna look. I think we're not gonna do a tilt. We're gonna, or maybe a subtle tilt, a more subtle tilt, and then we have a greater pan out instead. But yeah, I think I might even reintroduce the shader, the post-processing shader effect to achieve that speed line thing instead of like actual world geometry. Pixel art I have made. I don't have as much on this computer. Let's see what we got. Pixel art I have done. I think the more impressive pixel art is going to be in the it's going to be in the Stain World project. That's where more of that fun stuff is going to be. Let's find it real quick. It's going to be Cozy Cabin Games, Messy Mansion, Messy Mansion, Messy Mansion, assets, characters. Yeah, she's one. Let's see here. Oh, did I close Aseprite? There's one character I like that I've used her for a bunch of games. Not the one I showed you before, the small sprite. I'm talking about one I've used before in a old game project called Cavern of Stars that I never released, but it was definitely. Here we go. She was the main character of that game. Yeah, I mean, now that I look at it, like, there's some rough stuff about the sprite I would like to fix, but yeah, I'd like to do something with her for a game. Yeah, there's some things that feel a little inorganic with her shape of her HUD that I want to I did this in what, 2020, around 2020. I think now I'd do some. There's some things I'd definitely try to approach differently. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff. I've been doing pixel art for a fat minute, but I don't know. I haven't done anything purely just for the sake of pixel art in a while. Where is she? Has a character portrait somewhere. Okay, there's Tianton. Damage traction. I know I have another sprite for a character around here too, but I forgot. I think it's in here. That's why. Story test. Well, I made this animation of about. I mean, it's a super simple one, but it was. A friend thought it was a 3D rendered thing, but I was like, nope, on stream. Did I do? I think I did on stream. Hand pixeled this. That was fun. Where is it though? Oh, her portrait. Yeah, that's another character. Slightly shift, actually significant shift in art style and presentation. Yeah, it'll be kind of cool to take this and put this into the ASCII thing and see how well it presents. I don't know. Or maybe I'll just do a straight up, just traditional RPG and just have it be software rendered. Because why not? Peak portability. Oh man. Yeah, what's going on, Terrell? It's good to see you, man. Is the ball just cost and sign? What ball? Yeah, the ball is just signing. Yeah, for the ability. Yeah, it's just sign and cosine. Where there's a level where there's a heat signature missile that follows him. If they slow down too much, gets them. Interesting idea. Have you ever played the old NetHack? Oh, NetHack? No, I have not. What is it? Oh. Interesting. No, I never played this. Kind of gives me that Dwarf Fortress kind of feel. I think what I have in mind, there's two ideas I have. There's like I have like little vignettes of visions for what I'd want it to be. But I want something that actually shows the characters in a high resolution. Because the barrier is that, like, if I try doing the traditional RPG thing, I don't know, there's two things, right? You can either do the dungeon crawler route, where you just have like this pre-rendered 3D room, and then have movement be shown like you progressing through it. Or I could do something like this, and then like once there is an encounter, you get into this high level thing. Because if I tried doing, what I had in mind was like FF1, like low resolution, not even that one, no, NES. Where you can still see like details for individual pixels, but I think for what I want to do, especially if I want to have text be displayed there, I can't have the individual characters be small enough to render these images. I don't know. I have to think. I think I have to actually do some wireframing and think through what I actually want to, what kind of art I want to make for the game. On top of the ASCII, interesting. Yeah, I've seen things like with the. Well, I guess Dwarf Fortress now is using OpenGL, right? But I've seen like mod packs to swap out the tiles. Interesting though. I never. It's called NetHack. Like that looks interesting. Click friend and enter. Download NetHack. Is this supported on Linux? Whatever, you have Proton or something. Hey! Download the source. Could we just compile it directly? Don't like it. Depending on your browser, you may need to crack. Unpack. Or you mean the level directory to build it? Pretty sure I unpacked it. Am I done? I don't see it here at all. Usually one unpacks it though. Am I being dumb? Where's the 2 option? Dude, I'm like, am I really? I don't know how to unpack this, dude. I'm so used to just doing that, and it just works for me. Pager visual. Oh well. If the player character is female and is polymorph into a what? The player can lay cockatrice eggs, which have several interesting applications. What am I reading? It's really in depth and has a ton of Easter eggs. That's pretty gnarly. Just clone it. Does it have like the repo? Oh, Git repository. I'm done. No, that's prefixes. Okay, install Git. Yes, I have Git. Official Git site. No, that's for downloading Git. Okay. I don't know, open source? Like, is this open source? I already had an open source folder. Oh my goodness. Alright, whatever. Cool. Unpacking. Loading deltas. Nice. Okay. Does it have a readme right? So I can figure out how to do the build. Some object utils, win, sys, sound, source. Where's the readme? There it is. Okay. Okay, likely to be bugs. Don't trust next. Franchise release code. Is paramount. 0. Full list of bug fixes, including. Okay, cool. All of the game improvements and bug fixes next. Tries to. Okay. That's like the goals. I think it can still build. I keep reaching over to the wrong side. Please read items 1, 2, and 3 before doing anything with your new code. I'm not gonna change the code, I just want to build it. It's not a big file. Okay. We recommend following a bug report. Okay. Is there something here for building? Cross compiling is your pipeline YAML. Util sys source porting. I tried building OBS from source yesterday, and that's been a whole thing. I built it, and it just doesn't run. And it's just more. It's like this. Dude, trying to get products to build is always a pain for some reason. Now I'm just poking around in this like. Oh wait, doc. What do you have in doc? So okay, fixes, guidebook, NetHack. It'll be cool to include like a user manual with a game. I make one day. I'm assuming guidebook might be a place of hope. Let's see here. Well, that looks like code, so I'm not sure if I should be poking around in this or modifying it. Maybe it's meant to be rendered in a specific way. Find yourself unfulfilled and distant in your daily occupation. Is this like game content? Hazards. It's about the game. It's not giving me anything about the actual build. So data folder, source folder, sys, outdated sound include. Doc doesn't have the things we're looking for. I don't think I could just do a GCC compile, right? Music.c, dungeon.c. It's nice that everything is just one big folder, though. That's kind of how I'm designing everything, all my C projects right now. Unit. Do what's a do.c? Okay, include hack.h. Static fn. Are these defining static functions? Interesting. Do drop void. Okay, so result if cell object state cell deliberate drop reset occupations. What? Boulder hits pool. When a boulder is dropped, thrown, or pushed, if it ends up in a pool, it either fills the pool or sinks away. In either case, it's gone for good. Pool return false. Okay, so that's what the Boolean is saying if this boulder drop actually happened. Or if it actually hits a pool. Interesting. Struct obj, it's object falling into the pool or water or lava. Interesting. This is meant for boulders, but it takes an ob. It seems like a object that's not very distinct for a boulder, whether or not it is being pushed. Oh, interesting. Coordinates of the pool. RY. Interesting. Wait. They have a data type called chord. Wait, no. That's not a struct though. Struct obj is one. Chord. What is this chord xy? I thought it was a struct that has like maybe it's defined somewhere here. That would have the xy coordinate built into it, but then it's passing something rx, and then it's passing the components individually, and then Boolean pushing. It seems like it's a data type though. Cool. What's going on here? IOTMP. I don't know what this prefix is, or what these global variables are. No, it's not a global variable. It's the object. Object to move into pool. I don't know, that's the way I'm reading it. So it's checking to see if it's null, I'm assuming. And if the y is not equal. Okay, there's this boulder thing. Oh, so it's in verifying that this is a boulder. Oh, so they have an object. Oh, so they have a type. This is probably enum. Gotcha. So it's checking to see not null. It's also checking to see if it's actually a boulder, and then if it's not a boulder, then it's saying this is impossible. You can't. This is not gonna happen. Else it's gonna do if is pool or lava. So it has a function that's taking in these coordinates and is checking to see that this is a pool or lava. I'm assuming it's a Boolean. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, man. I know I'm not a C developer, but I feel like my style guide would help clarify things way more here. I guess it's a thing when you have your own style guide, everything makes sense. Even though I feel like it's a very easy way to make this, to distinguish things between like enum members versus enum types versus a bunch of other stuff. It fills up. Trap. We should probably build the game, right? Use sim. If pushing char who buff. Stir copy. Oh, Yoko, oh no. CD to sys Unix. Super legacy code, love it. Yep. It's probably a macro or enum. That's what I was thinking. It's something though. I mean, it's probably just represented by some kind of integer. It's very dense. Yeah, I know, and then the structuring of it is pretty wild too. No information on how to build it though. So oh, developer.txt. There we go. That looks like something. Developer. Information you need if you're developing code for NetHack. For information building NetHack. Contents, email, get repositories. Cool. Okay, a bunch of information, branches, bug reporting, get configuration. Yeah. Do you have subrepos? Hopefully they don't have subrepos. And I have to recursively do git clone. Okay. This assumes you're not a member of the dev team or any variant development to do. Okay, it's a bunch of git configuration stuff. Aliases. I should probably check to make sure there's no sub repositories or sub modules. That would suck. Okay, variable expansion, reserved names, hooks. From information on building a hack, see readme in the top level directory. What are you talking about? I looked at that. Okay. Eventual release, file doc. Yeah. In short, there's literally me bugs. I know there's me bugs. The file doc. Okay, that's. Yeah, as is. It's a game where it's building, process of. Remove barriers to building NetHack on one platform or operating system for later execution. Cross-compiling. See the cross-compiling in the top level folder for more information. Okay, that seems like where we need to go to. Or is that a document? It's a document. Okay, I'm done. Alright. Cross-compiling NetHack. 2023. It's been a while. Differs from the build process of previous versions in some important ways. Those differences make it possible to use a cross-compiler running on platform. The host. It's a binary NetHack package that can be executed entirely on the platform. Part A contents of why use. No, I don't care about the why. I just want to do. Reduce to 5 steps. How can I help with cross-compiling initiative? Okay, let's just go to going forward. A3. I'm sorry, what? A3. Thank you. Again, very generally, the building of NetHacks 3.7 requires the following steps to be carried out: compile and link the utils. Make defs. Okay. Run make defs repeatedly with different command line options to produce several required output files that contain information required by the game. Compile and link several less critical utilities such as decode, tile generation utilities, and so forth. Execute on the world, becomes part of the package. Executable utilities themselves. Oh my goodness, compiling and link the game components for the target. Includes the NetHack itself. Lua? Okay, and an optional regular expression for window port libraries you plan to package the game and its required files, including the output from previous. I'm not gonna lie, dude. This is why people like I don't like Rust, but the fact that I can just do cargo build, cargo run, cargo build install is why people like this stuff. I haven't tried Zig, but I imagine it's kind of like that as well. So you're telling me to go to... I said it, I should. What's the first thing you want me to compile? Am I really gonna go through this? This is a whole thing just to build it. Okay, compile and link util and make defs. How does one do that? I know how to compile. So I guess we're just where's utils? Make defs. You know what? I'm getting exposed right now. I don't know. Run make defs repeatedly with different command line options to produce several required output files that contain information required by the game or contain information about the game during its execution that are stored in a portable platform independent way that need to be inserted into the game package. Make defs -DOR. So is that we were literally compiling up the program and then running that program multiple times? Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm so used to doing Unity builds or glob builds and have everything in just one compilation unit. Like catch up, dude. New setup. Yep, new setup, Melon. I feel like there's an easier way to play, but I know nothing John's know. No, they have binaries available. I just rather build it. I just want to try building it. There's 2 L's. I'll leave the L also because 2 L's make a W. That's I've never heard that, but that's actually great. That's actually really great. Oh, brother. Okay. -L and then I'm assuming or am I being a fool? Am I being foolhardy right now? You need the special case of the -L option in order to link an Objective-C program. We're not doing an Objective-C. Is it an order that's just wrong? Static shared. Okay, no, I just wanted an example. I just wanted an example, man. Help me out, dude. Come on. Okay, thank you. No, I don't want to use make. Or GCC. For header files and libraries. C, and then so we're seeing these dash L, and then there's like no space though. Is that like part of the issue here? Oh my goodness, what's going on, Terrell? To tell you something, but I don't know what it is. What's going on here? Alright, sh sys unix setup shmake clean make install. I just did it. I'm crying. It's 4 lines. Oh my goodness. We're using make, right? I want to see if I can just do the uni GCC thing, but clean make install. I'm not sure where the lines are happening. No, go on, spam it now. I'm reading it. See, this is not the fun part of C, or just C, C++ is the building stuff. I need to figure it out. I'd rather write it than build it. Make clean. That's actually no idea. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here, guys. Hope you guys have a good one. I'm gonna go to sleep now, guys. Do that? No. Do what? Okay, wait, before I go to sleep, let me actually just finish this off. Before we go to sleep. Make install. Dude, just make clean, make. Dude, I'm typing this, man. Okay, make. I'm just doing what you told me. Make, install. From the top? Oh. Oh, from source? Yeah, make clean's not doing anything, man. No rule to make target clean. Stop. SH part? Let me see. We typed it in before SH. I mean, that's what you typed verbatim, but let me do this. And no schmake. Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess we would just have to call here. Yeah, no, sorry. No, that's not your fault. You're not your fault. I don't know what's the deal. I haven't seen this. So I'm not sure what's the deal here. So, I guess, I don't know. Figure out another time. But hey, at least today we learned about CBMP. We got to design some of the architecture for this, and we got to talk about some of the design for the game, so that's something. Anyways, I'm gonna call stream here, guys. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good one. God bless, and as always, till next time, stay cozy. Bye-bye.